Does anyone even like these intros anyways? A lot of times when I'm editing my videos, I look back at these intros and I'm like, gosh, I am just rambling on and on and on. Anyways, I'm just going to summarize what I'm saying here. I am on my way to go pick up a 2003 Honda CR250. Basically, all that I know about it is that this guy bought it and rode it and then planned to restore it, but never got around to it, and he just wants to get rid of it. So that's what I'm on my way to go do. And from the pictures, I can see that the frame is in a really crusty condition. And yeah, I'm really, really excited to pick this thing up because, it's a bike that I've always wanted. And, I'm just excited to be able to have an opportunity to kind of restore it and, make it mine. So what can you tell me about it? Like, where'd you get it? What was this whole story behind it?
I just bought it because I wanted to go ride, and I was gonna paint the frame. And I got too lazy.
Yeah,
I ended up putting it back together.
you took it all apart and then you're like, nah, not really.
Yeah.
Okay. And when you bought it, did it run and all that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There was no issues with the engine or nothing.
I'm
Okay.
very mad when he do that thing because I spent some money,
Yeah.
I spent a lot of money in the wheel. Man.
Yeah. No, the wheels are expensive
Yeah,
for sure.
and after one, I think 2 months, he do everything. He spread out every part in the shop, and I'm ready. Pissed me out that day. I got everything.
Oh wow, yeah, new
I got
triple
everything,
trees.
everything.
That's just food.
Yeah.
Oh, all the parts are in there too.
Yeah.
Do you have boxes or do I need to like?
I don't have any boxes. I mean, I should have like 2.
So here she is, in a million pieces. I'm pretty happy. It came with this stand. He said that he really had no more use for it anymore, which is definitely nice. And don't really know. You can kind of see in here. It does roll over. So I'm hoping what he said when I went to go pick this up is true, in that this is a good engine. And then in this box, he bought a brand new triple tree, which is underneath here. You can kind of see right there, the triple tree, which I'm super happy about. And it looks like this thing just has all kinds of aftermarket, really nice stuff, like these foot pegs, these KKE foot pegs. What is this, a FG Racing, looks like rear brake. Got a Tusk shift lever there. He also included brand new, like you can see down in there's a brand new rear brake cylinder, and at the very, very bottom, there's also a brand new front brake caliper as well. I think the old one was sheared off. And yeah, just miscellaneous bolts, and looks like he bought some new, that looks like the rear brake bolt there, and that's the swing arm bolt, but lots of new stuff. I think my plan with the with this swing arm and with the frame is to sandblast them all down and get them nice and clean and see how they look. If they clean up good enough, I may just keep them like that, or I may powder coat them. I have a family member who owns a powder coating business near where I live, so I may just drop it off to him. But we also got the FMF silencer right here, which will clean up really, really nice. No dents, no dings there. And then over here, we have the FMF Gold Series fatty pipe. It does have a pretty big dent here, so we'll gonna try to take care of that, hopefully, but I've never done dent repair on the pipe, so I'll have to figure that out. And then you can actually see the front brake caliper here. It looks like it got like sheared off or something right here, so that'd be nice to have a new one on there. And then this is the steering column here. I guess that's not what it's called, but it's got ASV levers, which is really, really nice. Nice fly racing pad. So we'll need to get some new grips for it, which shouldn't be a big deal. And then the thing that I couldn't believe is look at how many wheels this thing came with. So here's a front wheel. It's KKE, and it's got the aftermarket center hub there. All of the spokes have the red accents to it. And then same thing with this rear wheel here. It's got the red accent. It's also KKE. It's got the red accent spokes and then the center hub. And both of those, so this has the brake rotor right there, and then the rear one also has a brake rotor, and it has a sprocket on it. And then it came with an extra front wheel right here, and it also came with an extra paddle tire right here. And then it also came with another rear wheel, which has a normal hub in there. Let's see if I can go to the other side real quick. But it came with another one with just a regular hub. But I mean, it has a sprocket and the brake rotor on it. So I just like, the deal that I got for getting all this for $1,300 is just insane. And then here's the seat. Seems to be in okay condition. It's got a little mark there, little tear there, but this should clean up. I think we can do the same trick that we did on the CRF450. Just pencil this in with some Sharpie and then maybe try to pull that out a little bit or hit it with some heat and see if it expands. But overall, I am really, really happy. Oh yeah, and then we got the air box in here. It has a pretty decent filter as well. I want to say that's a twin air filter, but it's got the cage in there and it's got that bolt that is necessary. So, you know, it looks like everything's here. It also got the plastics there, which the seller's dad said that they're like brand new plastics. So they just look really dirty. I may need to clean them up and see. We also got this stand and a free ratchet strap. So, you know, I really can't complain. To get all this for $1,300 is, I'm really, really happy about. I hope that this engine is completely good to go, and that when we get it in the bike and all that stuff, we're not going to have any issues. But you never know with these kinds of things. It does seem a bit daunting to have all of this in the back of my pickup and, you know, not have the bike together and to spend that kind of money. But, you know, that's just kind of how it goes sometimes. You got to put a little bit of work in to get something that you're really going to want to like. And like I said, this is my dream bike, so I'm super, super happy that I was able to pick one up. You know, even if I do have to order a couple $100 in parts, you know, I have everything I need, hopefully, or all of the major things to make this thing run. So stay tuned, and we will, I think the first thing I'm going to do is sandblast the swing arm subframe and the frame and try to get those all cleaned up, and then I'll hit you guys back. And I may do some intermediate videos of me just cleaning some of this stuff up, cleaning the plastics up, cleaning the silencer and the pipe up, and maybe getting some of that done, because a large part of this build is going to have to take some time just to order parts and to get everything cleaned up. So this is the parts washer that we're throwing this guy into at the shop. Basically, you have this little turntable here that turns it, and we have secured it with some carabiners, and we're gonna throw this baby in here and give it a good wash. All right, she's all steamy. Rotate it around. Gonna use the air compressor here.
So this was actually my first time ever sandblasting. I had never sandblasted before, and so I actually had to have my uncle come out and show me how to even use this thing. But you can kind of see on the left glove there's like a giant hole, and the sandblasting gun like kept getting jammed up. That's why a lot of times you'll see me, even though this is in 4x speed, it looks like it's going really, really slow. It's because the gun like kept jamming up, and you'll see me like press it against my glove there to clear the blockage, and then usually like it does pretty good after that. But yeah, I was legitimately sandblasting this frame for probably 3.5 hours, and it's because it took me a really long time to figure out how to like clear the jam and how to keep sandblasting. And so, yeah, I was just, sometimes I would hold the gun there for like 2-3 seconds and like it would take that long to like clear a little section, which is not how sandblasting is supposed to go. It's supposed to like be like a nice steady stream and then, you know, just knock off all the paint. But we ended up with a pretty good product and I'm pretty happy with the result.
Got the swing arm bearings out, and these are probably salvageable with like a sandblast or something. But then the inner bearing was just completely toast. Like when I went to go pull this one out, all of this bearing material fell out. And we got a nice little surprise when we took the chain guard off, which goes right here. Look at what we have there. So that's obviously not super ideal. I talked to a few buddies and they said that it is fixable. However, just don't know if it would be worth it. I can get a 04 CR250 swing arm for about 175 bucks. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. That kind of makes the most sense instead of trying to finagle this and make this work. So that's probably what we'll do, is we'll have to get a new swing arm for it, unfortunately. So far with the sanding, this is all the way up to 320 grit. So first thing I hit it with was this Gator 220, and then that got it nice and smooth-ish compared to the angle grinder that I was using, and then or the wire wheel, sorry. And then I went up to 320 grit, and that's currently what it's at. You can see it has kind of like a nice shiny smooth finish, and but you can still see some like light marks from the sanding there. But for the most part, this took it all the way down to like a nice even smooth. There's no like major bumps or anything like that. So now I know this is a huge step up, but I'm gonna go up to 3000 grit and see how smooth I can get this thing. So here is after the 3000 grit. Gosh, I wish you guys were here to see it. It looks so much better in person, but nice, shiny. You can kind of see the reflection now, which is definitely what we were going for. My process here was I just had the random orbital sander right there, and I mean, you can just see how many sheets I'm going through, like tons of sheets. The finer the sandpaper, the quicker it wears out. But anyways, I would hit a section, and then I would take some carb cleaner and a little shop towel, and I'd spray it and then wipe it off, and then I'd get a new sanding pad. And so like I would go over an area, hit it with that stuff, and then I get a new sanding pad and go over the same area. And it turned out like when I go over it the second time, this is kind of what it was looking like, nice and shiny. My plan is to not do the whole thing. I kind of want to do the visible areas, so like right here and then down by like where the foot pegs are. So I think this side is pretty much done. I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. So this is the finished product here. Pretty happy with the way that it turned out. It's not quite mirror finish, but I mean, compared to where this thing came from, I'm very, very happy. There was a huge mark right here. You can still kind of see the remnants of it, but we were able to mostly get that out. Yeah, so here she is.
FedEx truck is here. That could be our swing arm. Guys, I think the FedEx truck is edging me right now. It just drove by. I literally see it right down there, but oof, I want that swing arm. Swing arm, come to me. Yeah, of course. Okay. This is the moment of truth, guys. So I know what you guys are probably thinking right now. Ryan, why are you like freaking elbow deep in this engine case right now? Why are you taking it apart? I thought you were just gonna, put it back together and maybe try to sell it or something like that. Well, somewhere between me buying this thing and me getting it home and like letting them sit for a couple days, the parts, I was thinking about it, and since this is a bike that I've always wanted, my plan with this thing is to restore it and make it as cool and as bougie as possible, like no expense spared type of thing. I've seen a couple other videos of guys restoring the old CR250s, and I kind of decided that this is a bike that I want to have forever. And so, I just figured now that I have it and the engine's out and all that stuff, I might as well just go through the entire thing and make a bike that I am really proud and happy to have and ride, and something that I'm going to have forever. So that's kind of my intent with this build now. I created a parts list and kind of like a wish list, which I don't want to like fully disclose yet because I kind of want it to be a surprise with you guys as I'm, making these videos of like the progress updates. So, obviously this is the first video of me getting everything ready and prepared and stuff, and getting the engines stripped down and then rebuilt. Another reason why is because, buying used bikes like this, you really never know what you're going to get. You never know, the condition that the crank is. You could buy this bike and, spend all the work to put everything back in, and you could ride it for a ride or two and it could blow up, or it could blow up on the first ride. So for me, it's just better to spend a little bit of extra money doing it now while it's already out of the bike. And, it gives me the peace of mind and satisfaction that like I did all of this and I know that it's good to go 100%. So that's kind of the whole thought process behind this build now, is to, make something that I'm really proud of, like a one-of-a-kind bike that I'm going to have forever. So here you see me sandblasting the cases. And then another thing that's really important when you're done sandblasting is you want to blow out all of the little holes and crevices and stuff that the sand can get into, because that sand gets everywhere. It gets trapped everywhere. And when you're rebuilding your bike, you don't want to have any sand in there that could potentially cause engine failure or anything like that. And then I'm taking a sanding block. I'm using a Durablock with 400 grit right here. And you just want to make sure that your sanding block always has 2 points of contact and that it's super flat the whole time. And you're just cleaning up all of the gasket mating surfaces. So, your engine cases, you're going to be doing your cylinder head, you're going to be sanding down, which is what I'm doing right here. Your reed port right there, which I didn't get on video. But and then what I do after I sand it down is I get a level and I check to make sure that it's completely flat. So you'll see that here in a second. And then I didn't end up filming it, but you're going to take a feeler gauge set and try to stick it in between the level and the cylinder head, or, whatever surface you're testing, just to make sure that there's no clearance. And that'll basically ensure that you have a completely flat surface. It probably wasn't required on this, but I figured I might as well since I was already here. And, if anything, it's just going to make it all that much better. So here's the finished product. I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. Here's my little makeshift spinny thing featuring the Milwaukee toolbox. By the way, if you're a man and you use anything other than Milwaukee or DeWalt, then we need to have a talk. Nah, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so all in all, I'm really happy. I think this turned out just about as good as it possibly could have, given, the resources I had and the time I spent.
All right, thank you everyone for watching. I'm really, really excited to take on this project. Unfortunately, this is just too big of a project to do in one video. The video would be super, super long. So yeah, just stay tuned, follow along with me. I plan to do at the end of every video, I kind of want to do like a time breakdown and a cost breakdown. So we'll have how long I've spent on the bike over here and the amount of money that I've spent so far over here. So for the time, I'll have it broken down, but I want to say right now I'm right at about 15 or 16 hours working on this bike. And then, for the price, we have the purchase price of $1,300, and then we'd spent $1,000, or not $100 on the swing arm. So right now we have, 15, 16 hours and $1,400 invested in the bike so far. So stay tuned if you guys find this kind of content interesting. Please leave a comment on, anything that I can improve or do better. And yeah, we'll just kind of take it from there. Thanks for watching.